Yes, I Father, all praises unto the Most High, great Master, great King, great Supreme, great Builder, Father, Creator, Master, call upon Thee to look over us and protect us, day by day, as we live in this serious time, in this dreadful time, in this time of abomination, great abomination. We call upon You for Your blessings and Your guidance, We ask to guide us in this time, in the time of revelation, when everything is just going crazy, and we could see the hearts of men, So we just ask Your Father, Creator, Master, life giver, life bearer, see, to just help us along the way, that our faith grows stronger every day in You and no other. So blessed people, blessed, 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 blessed unto the Almighty. It's I, the one and only Redshot BlackStar. Or you can turn it and say BlackStar Redshot, the Earth Man. So people, yesterday we had a nice little topic, and most people want to know about enough spiritual things. Some people don't over certain things, and it's very confusing. And some people believe that they know, and they go intertwined with things that they have no business about. No knowledge, no understanding of it, and then gone into it. Now, like I said, majority of times I come out, people expecting for workouts. Yeah, I do the workouts whenever. But there's a lot of important things to discuss and bring to the eyes of the people and to the understanding of the people. So the people them know. So the people them cannot stay behind the curtain all the time and can't see what's going on. All things will reveal. So as you could see today, I tie up my head in already because the topic can be serious and have to be in order. Them type of topic there it's powerful. And you have to arm yourself because the enemies are there, they are listening, they are watching. They are all around, spiritually, physically. They are there. But I don't give glory to them. I don't bow to them. I only glorify the one and only true King. See it? She's King Alpha, is in Omega, is I. And which is the head of all power, who give all power, who is the master of all power. No one can have power like the Most High. See? They don't have power like Him. So people, today we're going to talk about, again, the science people, them. That is tricking the people, them. First of all, I would like to say, your prime ministers and prime ministers and presidents and leaders of the earth, be mindful of the papers that you're signing, because you're signing a lot of different type of documents and a lot of different type of papers that you all might think it's okay and it might be the benefit of a country, but really and truly, as the time go by, 5 to 10 to 15 to 20 years, you see the country get dragged down and broke up because of the decisions that the leaders are making. So leaders of the world, presidents, prime ministers, people of power that have power, think about the decisions and your signature that you're signing upon. These are documents that give capability to those who's occupying or those who say that they are coming into your place to bring business, and actually they are draining your guys out. So be mindful of what you sign, because it becomes a problem 10 to 15 to 20 years down the line. So we are going up into the spiritualism realm, and we are talking not just the spiritualism realm, but the physical people that is intertwining, saying that they are intertwining, or they are doing magic, or they are doing witchcraft, they have some type of power that nobody else contain but them. So let's look at this thing good. Well, there are people who goes to school to practice magic. That's a different thing. It's a form of trickery. Moving fast, hand moving fast, trickery. They trick everything about magic. Which we have magicians right now are coming out and actually sharing knowledge with how certain tricks and certain things been done. So they say the hands is quicker than the eye. Alright, so they use a form of trickery to blind you that you can't see what they are doing. But if you have to study them, you will penetrate the trickery behind magic, where we have magicians and these people are doing. Now we have some magicians, they just don't try to do trickery. They really try to implement magic, real magic. And them there does not have the authority to do these things. These are ordained by entities and legion forces that allow them on a certain term to obtain certain ability for a short period of time. It's not going to go on forever. It's going to go on. To them, it might feel like it's ever, but it's a very short period of time that you see they lose the capability. And majority of the time when they lose that capability, it also deals with the death. Either they die during the time performing a performance, doing some type of impossible or unbelievable trick or magic. They die between that. Look at Houdini. So they actually have the fake or the make-believe and the authentic thing. Now we all know definitely tapping into that rim right there, it is not a normal thing. It is not a normal thing. So we have some people that are gifted and born with a veil. And that gives them the ability to see what a normal person would not see. In other words, it's like a dog who sees in the dark, a dog, a cat, animal sees in the dark, right? They have this type of capability what allows them to see within the dark. And dogs and animals could actually detect and actually see these spirits. The dogs, cat, animals have the capability of seeing the unseen. So these people, some of them do not have the ability, and some of them born with the ability that allows them. Now, the ability comes different. There are people who born from a child. They have the ability where it's like a psychic ability. They could tell you things. They are very in tune with things. But it's not to say it's only them. Everybody has this ability. It's to tap into your true self, your true spiritual consciousness. Tap into that. So some people say they do, but I know they don't. Because when you do, everything about you change. When you do tap into your inner spiritual self, everything about your physical aspect will be changing. Okay? It will be changing. So, like I said, there are those who born with the opportunity to see forth, all right, to identify, and there are some who born in the agenda of herbs. They know every plant, every bush, what's good for what's good for this. They could take that. They didn't go to school to learn that. These are natural spiritual guide inside from the ancestors. It's in there. Okay? Now, there are some people who wants to obtain these knowledge. So they go to get these knowledges through books, Most people does not know nothing about telereading, but they will learn about telereading, the little knowledge that they could able to, they could the little bit of what do you call it, information that they could able to draw it in the online and you know, searching for things. Now you can search for anything and get anything. So they are not actually who they say they are. They're apprentice trying to learn the whole secret between fortune telling of telling the future. And a lot of them does not have that privilege. They don't. So for them to gain that privilege, actually, it's for them to get it from an entity. It's for them to either assign, call forth, or start creating altars, building altars, and start to evoke spirits. And that's one of the problems with them, because when they start doing that, they're very not too wise upon what they're doing. And some of the spirits that they call are serious. It could affect them, it could affect their family, it could that spirit they could call forth could come in and they cannot send it back. So it possessed that family. It possessed that family where there's a lot of problems going with the family from generation to generation because you call something that you didn't know how to deal with. We find that a lot. Like I said, or most people that have the 6th and 7th books of Moses, 9th and 10th books of Moses, 6th and 7th, 8th and 9th, okay? Those of y'all who have these books that teaches you how to create spells and arm yourself up. That book is a very trickified book because this book just gives you information upon how to do this, how to do that, how to bring this forward, but it does not never tells you. I had that book like twice. It never tells you how to actually send back whatever you calling in front of you. So you find a lot of people, a lot of guys, a lot of women, they get books like 6 and 7 books of Moses like I'm talking about. They get books like Egyptian Book of the Dead. They get books like this book called Witches, you know, how, you know, to actually ask for it. There's a book called the Book of Seals. These books it's not really hard. It's hard to find these books. These books, you have to know people that either in England, there's a cult in England, people from, I used to have an address of these. I used to have a lot. I told you I had a lot of books. I had the higher keys of King Solomon, the lesser keys of King Solomon. And these are the books that actually explain to you the levels and the trickery. You know, they are not really like the 6 and 7 books and 8 and 9 books of Moses, because they're different. They're actually telling you, if you do this, this is what this could happen if you do this. So they give you a guide. And the next thing a lot of people don't understand is majority of these names that they evoking, they use the English term. We know that on the English translation it's never effective. These names are more either in Hebrew, Amharic, okay, or Latin. These because it is just like our Bible. We have a Bible, but the Bible is translated in English. A lot of us, our language, we don't speak it, which is Hebrew. We don't speak Hebrew, no Amharic, no Amharic. We don't speak these. Some of us do speak a little Hebrew, but if you had to pray either in Amharic or Hebrew, your prayer would be more effective, because the names, the pronunciations would be more important. That's why if you notice the priest in the Catholic Church, whenever he's giving the sermon, if it's a high priest, if it's a priest of Stripes, there's certain prayers before they give you the body of Christ that is said in Latin. Auros, Demoros, Gonomoros, they always call these names, who they call an Horus. And you do the research on Horus, you'll know who is Horus. So, I'm saying to all these people that is false pretending in the islands, some of them are make believe, some of them are fake, some of them are just copycats, taking innocent life, scamming people, tricking people, you know, using magic. Like I said, magic is different from witchcraft. Magic and witchcraft is two different. Magic is where, like I said, you blind people, you make people see things happening. Okay? Witchcraft is where you hurt people, where you create, you send spirits after people. You goes into the cemetery and bury people. Like you go into the 4-lane street, you bury people, you throw stuff out there. This is a different thing. This is where actually someone is doing your bedding for you. Someone is doing your bedding for you. Someone, not someone, some entity is doing that work for you. With magic, it is the illusion, an illusion, putting you in an illusion state of mind and getting over. You will not understand, and if that person have to break it down to you, you would see how simple, how they could bring this illusion. That's like hypnotism. Okay? So it's to steal your thought, to put your mind in suspense. It's like stopping your mind from functioning for a split couple seconds. It's nothing wrong with it. They just confused, it being confused, like someone do something right in front of you and you're like, oh God, how he did this? It just puzzled you. So magic is trickery. Magic is trickery. That's why they say, I am a magician. Okay? Sorcery now is on a different, it's all science, but there's different levels in that science department. See, a guy could do magic, okay? And that's his capacity. But he has never taken his magic into science, which is witchcraft, which is actually could make a door and push a needle in it and hurt someone. Now, all these things exist. But then again, believe, kill, and believe, heal. In the witchcraft, or in the people that say they do voodoo, it is always the symbols of voodoo as coconut, dry coconuts, that you will find. They keeps a lot of dry coconuts. You'll find a coconut shell under the bed with something in it, donkey eye, whatever in it. They deal with a lot of coconut fiber, coconut shells, coconuts. The coconut reminds almost like an egg. Some people use eggs. Some people use coconuts. They all has the same understanding to allow one to give you that ability. And that one is not a normal one. That one could be one but represented by 160. And if you remember that I said yesterday, the obey man, he's here to listen to your needs, what your wish is, what you want. That's why he's the obia. But he suppose he run away from his true purpose. He was supposed to listen and do good. He was supposed, because listen, Haiti did that same obey and won over the French. They won over the Spanish when war. It's to obey and to disobey. How a mother or father has their children, they say, why you're disobedient? And then when they has a good child, they say, my child is very obedient. Okay? It's to obey and to disobey. It's to agree and disagree. It's a left, it's a right. Okay? That's exactly just what it is. In the spiritual realm, you cannot be confused. You chooses to bow. You chooses to bow to an order that in reality you are higher than. In the spiritual realm, in the physical realm, you are higher than what you are calling forth to allow you to obtain your needs. You see, this is greediness that's causing all of that. Red eye is causing all that. Because here you're going to get tricked. You're going to get tricked. You're going to obtain what you want, but you cannot keep what you obtain. It's only for a short period of time. And the only reason you're going to get to obtain this, because this will allow you to make a bigger hole for yourself, because you're going to continue doing more evil with the little obtainment that you obtain. The little knowledge that you obtain, you're going to create a bigger hole for yourself. And you're going to create greater evil. And you're going to think you're great. So in the spiritual realm, all these people that is stepping, those who pay their way, those who sells their soul, well, it doesn't make a difference if you pay your way and you sell your soul. You sell your soul, you're going to get dealt with quicker, faster. You're going to achieve well faster, but you will demolish also. The one that believes that I goes to the old man and I pay for what I want. You pay for what you want, but you ain't done. Your work just started, because you becomes a slave to this. You becomes a slave to this. Before anything happens, before anything come across with you, you have to go to the OB man. Oh, you think you can mess with me? All right, I'm going to deal with you to the OB man. No matter what's going on in your life, you become an OB person so much into living in the OB shop, you can't stop going. No matter what that man tell you or that woman tell you to buy to get, you will get. If you know you got to stay hungry, you're going to get it, because you're already lost into that path. So like I said, many are called, a few is chosen. The others are dropped like raisin. So we have the ones now that you're going to know. I'm going to tell you all the ones that are actually working for the undercards. The ones that you know definitely that you shouldn't mess with. Even though how powerful they are, no matter how they make things work to you, that's only an illusion. That's only a short time in your lifetime that you're going to enjoy. But the price behind what you're going to enjoy, it's greater. And we have a lot of people that's willingly to leave a short period of time of abomination than they humble themselves. So they're demons, entities, legions that are there, and they have power, dominion over each other. Like I said, the OB man might go and you might come to him to do a job. And the job that you want to do, maybe you want to kill somebody. And he said to you, it's going to cost you. And probably you have come over before and you did a job and you said, why is it so expensive? And he said to you, well, listen, this one is difficult because I got this. It's because one entity, like I said last night, this entity that you call forth, even though when he comes forth, sometimes it's not just him. Like I said, he could have 166, he could have 200 legions in him. And he alone don't represent just him. So the Obi man called him forth. He appears. He deals with the Obi man. The Obi man tell him what he wants him to do and send the sacrifice and whatever for him. He goes ahead, right? And according to the job, he could ascend another legion that is the head to do that type of job, according to how this person wants this thing to go. So they're all in order. It's in the good side order, bad side order. It's order. So this same Obi man now who goes and you pay him to do your job and you go about your business. Somebody else come to the same Obi man and say they would like to do something to such and such person. The Obi man said, who? And he said, well, it's John Brown. And remember, John Brown just came from this Obi man. This Obi man knows John Brown. He's not going to protect John Brown. He's not going to tell the person that's come to hurt John Brown, hey, listen, John Brown is my client. He's my customer. You can't do that. He's going to, because remember, John Brown is doing the same thing. And now look, someone come now to get John Brown the same way John Brown is doing what he's doing. And this Obi man will never stop this person from calling an entity to hurt John Brown. The lifestyle that you live is the lifestyle that you're going to get. What goes around comes around. So here goes that same Obi man that's working for John Brown, now is working for you. And he's trying to kill. And he's calling that same entity, and it's a war. That's why they tell you they be having wars. These witch doctors, these Obi men, they be going against each other. Because sometimes the legion that is doing the work, it's the same legion that is doing the work for them. The legion is a trick. Okay? Now they find themselves, they have to find out, get stronger legions. There are people where, these people, that's why they don't have nothing. Because you will see some of them, you might see them with big houses and all that. They cannot even live in there. It is not owned by them. You will see big houses, you will see they got cars. They're very miserable. They're very displeased with all the souls they have damaged, man. Don't think that these people are living. That's why you see them, they live the way they live, in holes like rats. Yeah? And the type of creatures that is unclean that they take to be their pets. Because in their world, this is what is existing. Every creature that you see upon the face represent one of these legends in the spiritual realm. Every creature that upon the face of the earth. What's in the sea is on the land. What is on the land is in the sea. And what is in the sea is in the spiritual realm. So remember, we remember the faces of everything you see on planet Earth right here. And believe me, it's like a multiverse world. You see it, we have snakes, they see snakes. Sea centipede, land centipede. See everything that the land have, the sea have. So you don't believe if on top, in between, and below, it's a multiverse, and everything has a duplicate of itself. So whatever mood that you are, you have two sides about you. You got a bad side and a good side. You have a side that could be happy, and you have a side that could be evil. And sometimes you put on your good side, and sometimes you got your evil side. It's a balance. It's whatever you choose to bring forth and make to whatever you choose to bring forth on that particular day, place, time, that's what's gonna bring, and you gotta control that. So the evil man, the witch doctor ain't got no power because, like I said to you, it is not his ability. He is being used by entities. He ain't got no power. He himself has a lot of things that he got to do, and if he don't do it, he could get sick. He could die. He has a lot because he is messing with what? Remember, these things was never unto man. These was things that was whispered in the ears of men by jinns. All the power man has obtained right now, the advanced power and the knowledge, these are not just coming from the normal state of man's mind. These are secret that has been whispered in the ears of men by great entities. By great entities. Sometimes a man has an idea. The idea, he doesn't even know where it comes from. And that idea could haunt him. He could go insane for that idea. He pictured in his head. It's not he pictured. This entity placed it in his head to bring it forth. The devil always has his advocates, and they help man to create great disaster. You think the man who created the hydrogen bomb just went and decided? These are things that is placed by a great entities in the heads of men. These was things, self-destruction and all that was whispered. This is why we under the mercy of the Most High God. So imagine that we under the mercy of the Most High God. And now a guy wants to obtain power to feed on the innocent by guiding them with the same teachings that my Lord has warned us about and tell us these are the ways of the heathen. These are the ways of the pagans. These are the ways of the evil forces. Why we're lost. It happened to Saul when Moses asked Saul to come out of that city and he's going to destroy it. Saul said, no, there's good people here. And when they asked him to go and look to see if he could find 50 good people, bring them, he couldn't find 50. And he still said it was good people. These people are people that is, they're, how you call it, infatuated with that type of life because that life shows them the riches of the earth. They're men that finds things that was hidden in the earth, not because they knew it was there. It is entities who reveal the secret places of these treasures for these people to become famous only if they're going to do what they pledge to do, which is to spread out the evilness and trickery of these evil people. So we have these people that say they are doing opium and science, and like I said, they deal with the strong rum. They have to have the strong rum because the strong rum is an invitation for the spirits. So they have to have the strong rum, definitely. And I know some of them who say they are spiritualists because even when they're dealing with the rum, the way they want to deal with the rum, it's wrong. Remember, I grow around these things and I know these things. But like I said, I choose. It's not I choose. The Most High do not allow these things to grow within me to be of a need, of a want to do. But I know of it. I know of these works. You know, the sacrifications and the creations of men within the dark forces, how men make children within the dark forces. I mean, this science thing is for real. Most people don't want to believe it because I would not tell them to believe it. I would say be a non-believer and believe in the Most High God. But there are other people like myself that I could see these things. You know, I have gone in people's houses, and as I reach in the house, I could tell that there's a negative energy in there. You know, and I'll start telling them things, and they'll be like, well, what? Yeah. Oh, you know, yeah. I have that intellect like that. And like I said, until now, I do house cleansing. The most I allow me to do house cleansing for people. I do brew baths for people. And I will never, ever charge a person for the Lord advising me and giving me this knowledge. Like it is my knowledge. No way I'm gonna charge them $500 or $1,000 and none of that. My things that I do is always to the limit where the person knows is the reason why I'm charging them is because I had to buy these things. I didn't get them free. So I paid. And I don't like going to botanical stores, but now and then I may need certain things that it's difficult to find it to find, unless if I go like someplace where there's a lot of things that you're looking for, you'll find it majority of times in a botanical store. And I do not really, I do not like going to a botanical store because, like I said, a lot of these places, they're not authentic because they're dealing with the undergods. And if you don't know how to get into the place, you could become heavy. You could become heavy. When I was a young boy, my mom used to say, when you're coming in after 12, after a certain time, after hours, you must know how you come inside your house. And I used to always, as remember, we had a lot of us. So as a little boy, I used to wonder what could actually, why mommy would say that. That when we come in, that we must turn 3 times to come inside the house. And yeah, this is some real thing, because I'll tell you, there are spirits that follow you to your crib, man. There's spirits that could follow you, bad spirits that could follow you into your crib. And that's why a lot of men who runs a lot of different women, they gotta be mindful, because you like pretty women. These entities, these genes could transfer themselves into a female. You take that woman home and believe it's a normal woman, and you find you got yourself a duppy. You got yourself a duppy. And you just have sex with her all day long. She'll just be right there waiting for you to train you out. And you say you love her, and yeah, she don't talk much. She don't even eat much. She don't want much. You'll be like, yo, I never met a girl like that. Yo, she don't ask me for much, man. She's mad gold. You know. But you don't even know what you pick up. You don't know what you pick up. So I'm very aware from a child that the world that I'm living in is not just a world by itself. It's a world with worlds within that world that I'm living in. And of course, they have room for all these negative forces, you know, and they've been there. And that's why I say sometimes the less you know, the better for you in a certain sense. Because the more you don't know something, you're trying to find out. If you do find out, could you handle the truth? You know, a lot of people want to know, tell me the truth, tell me the truth, tell me the truth, tell me the truth. But actually, if you do tell them the truth, could they handle the truth? Or do they move to the next phase of the aftermath of you telling them the truth? You see what I'm saying? So you gotta be mindful. This silent thing is not a game. A lot of young men and young women are going into that stuff, and I'm telling you, you're gonna be lost souls, because that's what they want. They want you to believe that they will make you rich, that they could make you rich, and they will give you dreams. They will feed your brain with dreams. You know, you're gonna start dreaming yourself very successful, and they're the ones who's casting these dream spells on you. So you could feed more for the wealth. You could feed for the lust. Okay? And then you're feeding off of that. You getting you every day you're getting more irrational on your wealth. And there's a time they will try you. They will try you, because Most High, He tries you too. God tries you to see your heart. He knows your heart, but He allows you to. Satan tries you too. Yeah. Satan tempts you. God tries you, Satan tempts you. It's a difference when you're being tempted. Do it, do it, do it, do it. And when it's placed in front of you and allow you to make that choice. And allow you to make that choice. There is where Iblis does not allow you to make choices. He makes you feel good about what you're going to do. He makes you, this entity is so great, he pressurizes you into whatever that he knows that your heart, you're lusting for. He gives you that pleasure to already feel the achievement of it. A crime, you're about to kill somebody, he makes you feel like you're a god. unstoppable. He gives you the pleasure of killing that person even when you didn't even kill the person yet. So God, Most High does not do that. So with these evil people that say they're working and they're witch doctors, they're just followers of the same forces of darkness that no matter how they try to pretend that they're nice, they're not. Because like I said, you are a two-sided sword, razor blade, because you're going to take money from this person to hurt this person. And this person gonna come bring money for you to hurt that person. You're gonna take it. And you're working for all three of them. And at the same time, you're causing problems because you're working for all three of them and all three of them are fighting against each other. And you are the one that is calling all these adversaries from the underground. And they're fighting with each other because now he casting spells. He's coming back to you to get more power, do more, to send more negative out, coming to you, pay you some more money to send stuff out to him and going back and forth until you'll end up, you gotta sacrifice. After a while, like I said, your money doesn't consider. So these people take pledges and oaths. You go in their house, they always have a certain room where you're not allowed to go in. And when you go inside of that room, even in the front door, you might see a broom, a very small broom. Now that broom has two sides to it. That broom has two sides to it. It's just like the talisman. You heard about the talisman. It's another form of Obi-Man, and he has great privilege. He got a short stick about this long, where he got three small skulls on it. And if he point that staff to you and shake it, make sure you're dead. They have them all in the islands there, especially Jamaica, Trinidad. They got them, they call them talisman. Now, they have all kind of names for these people. Obi man, voodoo man, witch doctor, talisman. But I like the name of the talisman because the talisman is one of the strongest. There was a brother that left, what's his brother's name? He left Jamaica and went to Haiti. Teach the people them some science. Real strong science. Let's remember, the ones that has us in a certain chain and shackle, they're with the science too, because we taught them that. Tower of Babel. Science been there, but the science ain't got nothing to do with man. All these magic, black magic, white magic, voodoo, they got their inheritance, yes, but they all was licked out by a great jinn or by an entity. Whisper into the ears of men. Telling man how could they make them great and powerful, make them to become a king. And when these men listen to these genes or these entities, they become kings and powerful people. And so these entities, remember, they're on a mission. It's just like educating. They would like to share the knowledge, but the knowledge at one time was not forever. It was a select. Those that were selected, just like the Most High God. Everything God do, the dark forces do. The Most High God select ones that is selected and elected. The shaitan has those that are selected and elected. God has his generals and his sergeants and his lieutenants and all that. Iblis got the same thing. Look at man. The man has the generals, admiral, lieutenant, all of that. In every department, there are people with authority. All these things are copying off the Most High. It's the Most High. It's the only one. He has the most worthiest, righteous army of people, which is of righteous people. So they are so quick to try to recreate what God has created and to create the armies of confusion and destruction. The soldiers and missionaries, they want to create that. And when I said last night, yesterday, that is because of men. It's because of the creation of men that all of this is going on. And men has turned around and put the blame on the woman. And the society has taken the woman and turned the woman over against the man. So as you could see, there's a bloodbath thing going on to eradicate God's people. Because you know when the black man and the black woman is together as one, how powerful that is. They knows that. They knows to destroy the black man is to divide him from his woman. Make his woman rise against him and he rise against the woman. Make the woman, remember the black woman at one time was the woman who covered up the most. And not because they show you different tribes. There are different tribes of people. But that doesn't mean all of the people does the same thing. There are tribes that was being loyal in covering themselves. Some use feathers, some use beads and different style of culture, creating garments and clothes to clothe their body. Some, the way during the time of Persian was a lot of silk and all that. We was not how they always show us how the women breast is out, their butt is out. There were people that's from different parts. Some people lived deep into the forest. It was no need. And even some of them, they had clothes, but it was better instead of having the clothes wet on you all day and to be more comfortable. It's your environment. So we gotta watch all this, but onto the level that, onto the concept that man didn't just get these ideas and this knowledge. These knowledge was licked throughout the entities that came to the guide man. And even some of these entities warn men. They warn them and say, listen, this is something that will destroy your generation. It's knowledge here. And as we see, the knowledge is powerful. The knowledge could be good, man. But majority of the knowledge is for evil. Because like I said, from the day God created man in the flesh, man was a problem on the earth. It's not to say we was given problem. It's just like the other life sources that was there, we was a problem to them. Because especially the life source of Iblis, the life source on the jinn people, or I would not even call them the jinn creation of life, where they doesn't have flesh. They are not flesh people. Okay? They don't contain the flesh, but they're here. And they were here before us. And when you read in the book of Genesis, the book of Genai, I like to say Genai, not Genesis, Genai. Because to me, the book of Genesis is not a beginning. And I don't really like to say to me because it looks like I'm using my own fury. But to what has come to me, something else was going on. It's like there was a world before Genesis that was eradicated. And here Genesis was being formed in Genesis after the eradication. It was being prepared again. It was being prepared again. Okay? It's like whatever was there before was destroyed eons ago. Okay? And was being recycled as a paradise for God's new unimproved creation, which is man. Because when you read there, the saying, it was like void, like, you know, it was just there. Hot lava, nothing really, it was just there in the process of becoming alive. And then, boom, it was clothed. It was prepared. And after it was prepared, there was no problem. There was no problem. The problem only started after the physical creation of Adam. And it was said that Iblis asked, you created the man, so I shall have dominion over him, and I shall rule over him. So, these entities, these life sources that was living here before us, they accept us in a sense to rule over us. So we would serve them. That's how they saw us. They didn't see us as the equal. They saw us as God is creating us so we could serve them. And that's what Iblis was asking. That's what he kept on saying. Did you create the man so he could serve me, so I could have dominion over him? Iblis kept on asking that all the time. And God had to tell him, no, I created man for my purpose. So even, let's say, the Most High God had created us, let's say, to serve Iblis, but even Iblis himself couldn't wait, just couldn't wait of time. He couldn't let time unfold. He becomes a child that is humbugging his father or her father for something that she knows her father will give, but she just cannot wait to receive it, or he cannot wait to receive it. So in being a pest, your father said, you know what? I ain't giving you that. Since you cannot, and most parents tell their children that, you cannot wait. Oh, you cannot wait. Okay, I'm not giving you this no more. You know, you can forget about it. I was going to give it to you, but since you've shown me your true colors now, you can forget about it. And some parents does not give it to the children. Some will make that child wait until that child becomes obedient. So they was asking, did God created the man so they would have dominion? Moses said, no. I created man for my purpose and for man to serve me. That was one of the first problems. One of the second problems is this life source being stirred in us from since the creation physically of men in the Garden of Eden. And not until Eve came, he got the opportunity. The opportunity to cause the downfall of man, to cause the disobedience of man. Man knew better. But man, people always use excuses to escape things. So now you hear in the Bible that says Adam is asking Eve. Adam is saying, it's the woman that you gave to me to be bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh. She ate and she was the one that guided me. So the blame fall on Eve. But in reality, no blame ain't fall on Eve. Because Adam should know, because Adam was existing way before Eve. And that life force was in that garden, always watching him, seeing everything that he's doing. And he was always accurate in everything that he did. This is why God loves man so much and has the mercy upon man. Because God knows the capability of man, really and truly, that man could get within himself and becomes a perfect number 10. And that is why there are 10 chambers. And it's called the 10 holy chambers. And what makes them holy? Living in this world and not intertwining with sin, with temptation, with all the things that Iblis said that he was going to set for us, and it would be a trap to us. So what is a trap to us? The Obeah man. Because we want power, we go to the Obeah man. Because we want success, we go to the Obeah man. Because we want to get a record deal, we go to the Obeah man. Because we want a big house, we go to the Obeah man. Because we want to give somebody a sore foot, we don't like somebody, we go to the Obeah man. We don't even know that person. We don't know how this person achieved what they got. We just saw that person and hate this person, dislike them, and now we end up at the Obeah man. Jealousy is one of the devils. That is one of the tools that hack us down, chop us down to nothing. These are the instruments of the fallen demons and of the ones that wanted to rule over us. Jealousy. It was the jealousy when we was created, and they couldn't accept that God had bigger plans for us. We being as men and women, kings and queens of the earth, God had a bigger plan. Because from jump, they should have known of the paradise that was God has said. He will create a paradise. And even you have to go back and see what Yeshua said. Yeshua said the same thing of the Creator. So there's twice where a place one time has been prepared and one where it's going to be prepared. This is why they have the New Jerusalem. And God spoke about the New Jerusalem. And this New Jerusalem, it is, no one will not know where this massive of turf going to come from. This will be bigger than the United States. The New Jerusalem, when that body of earth rise from the waters, it will push. Already you've seen what happened to the continents. They're dividing, they're breaking up, they're falling, they're demolishing. God has a plan for Jerusalem, the New Jerusalem, the new birth for God's people in the land. This is why all what's going on in the East, all these things already are predicted. They're just unfolding. So when you do things, that is, when you take the tools of these demons that already said to my Creator that I shall go through and forth in the earth and create divisions with the people. I shall bring destruction upon them, make them create destruction amongst themselves. I put divisions between fathers and sons, daughters and mothers. Okay? This demon says what he was going to do. It's clearly, you know what he's saying, and you could see it's happening. He says, I shall not make the young respect the elder. I shall put them against each other. Now, we know all the tools of these devils. They have taken and used it against us. Louis Lynch was one that says, I know how to break these people. Rich people he was talking about, the indigenous people. Rich people he was talking about. Rich people Louis Lynch was talking about. He was talking about God's people. The same people today that is still enslaved. Most of us don't want to believe that we're in slavery. They believe that they doesn't have no chain around their neck and around their arms and their legs, that they are not in slavery. But we are the indigenous people that you could see that's been attacked. And we are the ones that this demon says, throughout the world, I will antagonize and persecute your people. That's what's happening to us. We've been antagonized and persecuted. And I shall mislead them. And I shall make them to do what? Take up other gods. You go into the Obeah man because you believe in the Obeah man, what he's doing. You believe in the God, his bottom pit God that he serves. You goes to the Obeah man because you want to obtain wealth. My Lord did already seize you. He says, and a man shall sell themselves short. They shall give their souls unto obtaining wealth. Men losing their life to obtain wealth. You got a bag of money. It's falling in the ocean. It's too heavy. He will fall with it to try to save it, knowing that he will drown with it. My Lord has already said all things. So you run into the Obeah man. You go into the Obeah man. You only want to obtain what the demon forces did already tell you that you was going to obtain. My Lord told you what it is for a man to gain the entire world and loses his own soul. Vice versa, the demon tell you, what is a man if he has no money? What is a man if he has no wealth? What is a man? If the black woman turn around, you see they're always using the tools. Now the black woman turns around and they say, well, if you ain't got money, what I'm doing to you, you're a broke pocket. You're a broke pocket. I don't need you, nigga, you broke. The man said to the woman, that girl broke, man. That girl ain't got no money. So all what this demon says that he was going to do in this time, which is of Revelation, is actually happening. People are running on wealth and they're giving up their souls. They're willing to give their life up for fame. They're willing to give their family up for fame. They're willing to go to the science man for fame. Sell their soul, do sacrifices for fame. So all these things, my Lord already says, they're going to happen. So don't be playing like you all ain't know what's going on. That's why I said, these cult leaders that's going in the islands and creating all these things here, these people that's in the islands that goes to the court services and been going following them for 20 and 15 years, 5 years, they know. They know because they get a little cut. But they only get mad when stuff happens and they get exposed. So do not put your trust in the Obeah man, because the Obeah man, he himself, he knows his days is numbered. And I'll tell you this, sometimes the Obeah man wish he was you. You that he's solving, he's telling you that he's solving your problem. He wish he was you. Sometimes when he see you, laugh at you. He say, oh God, welcome. You're going to join me, bro. You going to join me. They ain't got no power, man. They ain't got no power. Anything that they know because it's been whispered in their ear. That is why they got to always do some type, call some type of, open some type of door. Because they does not have this ability. This ability is not their ability. This ability is some entity, forces, and demonic force that is using them as at that present. They evoke that spirit, and that spirit is an open doorway for that spirit to be where they're at. If you would remove that person from there and that place where that person occupied is not getting no energy, no sacrification, then over there will become a terror within its own self. Strange things will be happening there. Or if someone else moved over there and that person was a pure-hearted person, that was not a person that deals with the dark forces, is a God-fearing person, you would find that this entity that was evoked there, and since it's no longer getting no more energy, no more feeling over that person that evoked it here, then it would be out of place, because now it either would have a problem with the person that is anointing the Most High God. by the person that's anointing and calling the name of the Most High God, going upon their knees 6 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, who is thinking of doing good, who is asking forgiveness, who knows they have done wrong, and going to their neighbor before the sun set. A person that believes in uprightness, that just believe of doing right, believe of living a clean life, a pure, clean spiritual life. This spirit will have a problem. That's like a good spirit moving into a house where people were sacrificing, worshiping the devil and demons and all type of entity, and that person moving there, that person will have a hard time, or either what the demon, whatever that being here, will have to flee from it. So they will have a war going on. And this is what's going on. We have a lot of these apartments that people are moving in, and they decide they're OBA workers and science doers, and they're calling all type of entities. They don't know what they're doing, and that it becomes a problem. Lost. A lot of us are lost because of no knowledge. So do not put your faith in the OBA. Like I said to you, science thing is an oath. Enough of them do not have this privilege. They find themselves tripping over this thing by reading books, creating certain offerings, having small knowledge by books to open small little pathways, but they don't really know what they're doing because they themselves does be possessed majority of times. They get sick just like any other person. And this sickness is not normal. It's demonic sickness they be getting. Demonic sickness. They don't get normal sickness. They get demonic sicknesses. Sometimes you look at them, demons beat them. Their body all swell up, their arms, their face all swell up. You can't see that because they can't allow people to see that. There are different ways. When I was a young boy, there was this guy where he had a lot of land. People always violate his land. So he did something that when people come to take his food, when they pick up the heavy load, they can't put it down. You gotta walk with that heavy. If it's plantains on your head or yam or coconuts, you can't put the bag down. Whole day you got that bag on your head, or you got it on your shoulders. It's heavy, but you can't put it down. Then you have to confess where you take it. I mean, I'm not new to this. I know things happen. I know chickens cannot see in the night. A chicken cannot see nothing in the nighttime. Chicken is blind like a bat in the night. See, bats see in the night, chickens no. They could only see in the daytime. And as a little boy, I got up and see chicken walking and clocking and have like 20 something little chicks behind it shining like gold nuggets. And I know no chicken cannot see in the night. It was not no 5 o'clock. So of course, there has a lot in this world that we as a people have not understand. But as time go by, it's unfolding. As the younger generation look for the wealth and they want the privilege, they are tapping into a lot of sorcery and learning the art of sorcery. And they're taking pledges and sacrifications. And majority of the pledges goes with a sacrification. Majority of times is a human sacrification. And some of them, they lure their friends into the woods for hiking. They say they're having this big day. They just want to go out somewhere where they can sacrifice someone. Because it is so serious. These children today, which is there and new, but their hearts, their mind is made up to kill. And they will kill to sacrifice to obtain their power. Because I remember there was a certain time about 15 years ago, they had a lot of vampire shows, series, and witch, and all this. A lot of that was coming in, and they was putting a lot out there. And in the meantime, there was, during that same time, a lot of young folks pick up telereading. A lot of young folks pick up crystal ball, could tell your fortune, and they was watching, getting all this information from all the shows, the series that was coming on, and witch hunt and all of them. They were coming and they was casting spells, and we had a lot of young You see, anytime you know something is live, you will find out that the media push it out there, and the media could be so hypocritical because uh, I will make a vlog, right? And this is a science, and this is why I tell you, this is not just about the Obi Man. This science is big, bigger than what you think. It's the Obi Man, it's with the magician, it's with the witch doctor, it's with the guy who doing white magic, it's the guy who calling spirits. It's all of them. It's in the church. It's all it's cahoofed up, man. It doesn't lead just this one individual. No, it's a bag of wire. It's a bag of wire. And anytime it catch a fire, they might go fill the blaze. So it doesn't end one place. It doesn't start one place. It has a lot of roots. Evil. There's a lot of roots in evil. A lot of vines in evil. And when evil is being attacked and it pulls back, you might think you hit it. It's so much roots to it. It could go on, it come like a fungus. It goes away and come back stronger. It goes away and come back stronger. But I have something to tell the people. Go ahead and smash the like button. You don't know who it is. It's a Redshot BlackStar. I wanted to touch base with you all about all of this spiritualism ways. And this is not full rim above spiritualism. This is under God spiritualism. This is underground spiritualism. This is what majority of the Baptist people work with, the tie their head up and this is underground. This Obi man works with the same thing. I don't care what you're working with, the serpent, you're working underground. I know all of those that works under the moon, you're working underground. From the moment I know what you work with. I know because none of them, they might want to use, they're very confused, man. They're very confused. My God is not a God of confusion. There is no way you could call God to do evil and God will appear. Oh, God will give you that ability. Most I only give of the righteous. And of the evil, it's a part that has to play out through reality, through generation. Just for unrighteousness will prove itself wrong. It's not even God who's trying to prove the unrighteous wrong. It's the unrighteous that's going to prove itself wrong. That's why the unrighteous always keep doing unrighteous things. And the righteous do righteous things to show the unrighteous that righteous things could overpower unrighteous things. And so the unrighteous thinks, just like the righteous thinks of a righteous state of mind, the unrighteous think of an unrighteous state of mind. So it's two of them fluctuating, a negative and a positive. So they are pushing energy. So we all know the one that you push more out from, come out of you, is the one that you'll exercise. So you could tame your inner self by exercising the things of righteousness that will allow you to overpower unrighteousness. So before you get a negative thought, you will have a positive thought. Because all your days you are exercising righteousness before unrighteousness. Before you're thinking about killing, you're thinking about how could you heal. That's, you see what I'm saying? Before you're thinking about killing, but you cannot give life, but you are anxious to kill. So you will kill. On the contrary, you're going to kill without a purpose. You're going to kill because you don't care. You're going to kill because you love to kill and you love to see death and blood. But you use your positiveness, your righteousness, then you will not want to kill. But you will think, how could I heal? How could I heal? Instead of eradicating, how could I heal? And it's a big difference. It's a big difference. I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. But I know it's this. My agenda is 100% of righteousness. Now, I'm not saying if I'm walking down the street and a guy trying to come to take my life and I cannot make that happen. I cannot allow that to happen. I cannot allow a person just gonna pluck my life away from me. And knowing I'll die, I'm not going to be here to do anything physical for my children. It's not going to go. It's not going to go. Because you got to be wise knowing what God gives you. You got to protect it. God gave you your life. In your life, you got to protect your life. I mean, you cannot overprotect your life. Because sometimes things happen on a balance, on a scale. And everything got to be weighed. And just like the Obi man, he's going to be weighed of all the evil that he's doing. All this money that he's taking to burn up people. All the money that he's taking to cause people harm, cause the foot to swell. He's playing a game. He's in a circle with the evilness, going around, attacking anybody that is willing, that has a need. Because he's there to fulfill their needs. By he getting paid, he's fulfilling their needs. But that need is a wicked need. It's a wicked arc. Because he's creating harm. And he's doing something in the universal order that is wrong. He's not following the universal order. He's getting out of order by using spiritual intellect or spiritual power to affect physical people. And that's not supposed to happen. Because do you know, if you hurt me for no cause at all, for no reason at all, I could stand up there sincerely and taking the good energy upon you violating me. And because of that good spirit that I give you, it could render judgment on you. It could either make someone comes from nowhere and do you worse than what you just did me. Or it could make you just becomes in a stage of a child where you need help. And I am the same one. I was watching something on Facebook. This two gunmen, right? This woman was going to church on Saturday. And these two guys, it's one of the Spanish countries, or either Jamaica or one of the Spanish countries. She's going to church on Saturday. And two gunmen came at her and tried to rob her. One of them pulled out the gun on her. And the one that pulled the gun on that lady, as he pulled the gun on the lady said, "In the name of the Most High." And the guy with the gun, he went into a seizure. And do you know it's the same lady that helped him? The same lady he was about to kill, to rob, helped that man. And then he apologized to him. I bet you that day we will not know, but I have a feeling that his life changed. I bet you that his friend probably is not his friend anymore. Because his friend might say, "Oh, now what happened to you? Becomes a Christian now." God is powerful. Most High is great. So imagine this man come to rob this woman with a fully loaded gun. And when he pointed at her, she just called the name of the Most High. Call God, a Most High help me, Almighty. And for that man to fall on in a seizure with the gun on the floor, on the ground. And she now got to help him up and help him for him not to bite out his tongue. Put something in his mouth so he don't clip off his tongue. Now she could have just go about her business. She could have said, "Look here, you playing with me? My Lord don't play. Look at you now." But the love, the gracious love within that woman still turned around and helped someone who came to take her life away. So we gotta watch the greatness of God, man, and give all praises. All praise. So people, I will leave that with you on this about 1 hour. I'll check to see if I have any questions. But I'll tell you, leave the Obi man alone, because the Obi man himself does not even know when judgment is coming upon him. The Obi man does not even know when judgment is coming upon him. He cannot help himself. He cannot buy his way out of that moment when the wrath of God is coming upon him. when the angel of God, the angel of death is moving upon him. He cannot send it back. He cannot cast no spells. He cannot call no entity. He cannot call no legions. He can't call no demon force. He cannot call Lucifer. He cannot call no one. He got to go. So what power is this? What form of power is this? Is people dumb? Why would you sell your soul to obtain wealth that will not last you eternity? Why would you obtain power for only a short status in your life? So those of y'all that is going to the witch doctor, those of y'all who's going to the obvious specialist, those of y'all that is going to spend your own money that y'all don't have to cast a spell to cause your sister or your brother to get sick. Those of y'all who does not have food to eat, but you have money to go buy stuff at the botanical store to cast a spell on your moms or your brother, your sister, your neighbor. I tell you, you're the wicked. And until we gotta stop going to these people who say that they could help you with magic, to cast spells, to go to do evil. We gotta stop these people. We gotta run them out of the community. We don't need to go to them because number one, they're not authentic. They're not, because if they was authentic, you would not have to pay them $5,000. You would not have to pay them $3,000. They would do it for you for free. God's power is not a power that you could sell. You cannot sell the power of God. And people selling you, we got pastors that are selling you all type of anointments. They say, oh, this pastor was saying is from the eye of the Virgin Mary, the Mother of God. I don't know where he meet the Mother of God to find that eye, the Virgin Mary eye teardrop, and put it into a bottle. The next one have a perfume. Next one have a kerchief. Another one, he created a ring that tells you any problem that you have, you could put this ring on, and the blood of Jesus is in that ring. You're wicked sorcerers, man. I'm telling y'all, man, listen, you don't need to stop lying to these people. And people, you don't need to get smart. Stop allowing people to eradicate us. People like Jim Jones. People like that pastor that in Jamaica here that was killing all these people right there. We gotta stop allowing these people to trick us with the state of mind upon God. I mean, listen, in that time, my Lord says there is no need for somebody to come tell you of my coming, because the day of my coming, all eyes shall see me and all tongue shall confess and all knees shall bow. So there is no need for no one to run and tell you, come, 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 come. Jesus is over here in Atlantic Avenue. Let's take the number 3 train or the 4 train to go see Jesus. No, there is no need for nobody to tell you it's time for you to go home. Drink this poison right now. Come on now. Give away your house. Give away your money. Give away this. I mean, Jesus Christ, Jesus told Zacchaeus this. He tells Zacchaeus, Zacchaeus, come down. So he tells Zacchaeus, go and give away your riches and follow me. So then we have a lot of pastors, they're telling the people, get rid of your riches, and they're the same one who have the people them houses. They're the same one who taking the people them wealth. When you watch them, they have big houses, mansions. They have diamonds. Their children go to all type of private schools. Your child cannot even go to a regular public school. You can't even find the uniform to send the child to the public school, but they goes to private schools. And because of your dumb self, you find yourself in the church giving all your money, giving them to these pastors. They're lying to you. Now they start to determine how much money you got in your pocket. They start to tell you how much money to put in that basket. They tell you, put $100. They're demanding you to put $100 in the basket. And when you don't put $100, they get mad. They tell you if you don't know, it's God that put that money in your pocket. So you must give it to them. They're a bunch of crooks. You should see where they go eat. They eat caviar. When last you had some caviar? They're eating caviar and drinking 1940, 1924 champagne. 1924, you know how much they pay for this? Almost $5,000 for off the money that they are collecting in the offering. They could go out when you can't even buy 3 pounds of beef. You can't even buy 4 pounds of turkey wings. You cannot go and shop and buy what you need, but you make sure you get $100 to give to this man every Sunday or whatever day that you go. And now church goes on right through the week. You get church go on every hour, like, come on now. Every hour, church. Most husbands cannot find their wives. Their wives are in the church from morning. From morning, the wife is in there. When they call, hey, honey, what time you cook? Hey, leave me alone, I'm talking to Jesus. Come on, I'm not making fun, but be realistic here. God told you about this thing. Most I explained to you about a wise woman. He spoke about the 7 wise and the 7 foolish. These women are just getting up and they decide they're turning preachers. They want to preach. Now they'll say, Red, what are you talking about? Are you against women preaching? It's not against the women. Women could preach, but it's on the way how you all preach. I say it all the time. If your husband is a pastor or a preacher and he has a sermon and then he has to go out somewhere where he needs to be there. He has a meeting or important business matter, and he cannot attend 2 places one time. You have the right to go over there and represent your husband. But women are coming to preach. They have their period. They're in their cycle. They're in the menstrual cycle. And they're into the church unclean and preaching. Preaching. There is no way in the Bible that God speaks about that. There is no way in the Bible that tells you no one does this. But we got people today, they're so in control and they know everything. We got women addressing them, and in the day of the cycle, they are on the altar preaching with a Bible in their hands, and they're unclean at that time. The Bible tells you, the Most High God tells you, when a woman is in a cycle, she's unclean to 7 to 8 days. So while you are in the church with the Bible preaching and raising up your temperature, allowing your blood to flow faster. Yeah. Allowing your blood to flow faster. I'm telling you, I have nothing against the church. If people, you know, there are people who believe in God, they pray differently than I don't have nothing against that. They're Buddhists, they're monks, they're Muslims, they're Christians, they're all sorts of people who worship God. They believe in the God. Who am I to say no? One time I heard that they say freedom of religion, that if you believe in your God, in your religion, in your way of worshiping your creator, that was okay. Now people want to tell people how to worship. You mean, when I really watch this Sunday worshiping, it's not authentic. It's not authentic. But that opens the door for all these people that want to be witch doctors. Because now anybody could just come and open a church. And those who say they are healing and casting out spirits and demons in the name of God. And they're liars. They are more evoking wicked spirits, putting demons on people and saying that they're doing good. They're not doing no good. If they want to do good, why is it they take so much money from people that they could help? Is it not the same thing that our doctors do to us? We go to see our doctors because we are sick, and our doctors give us bills that we cannot handle. It's the same thing. You're going for treatment. You're going because you're sick. You're going because this man made it his duty to help to save a life. God gave him that knowledge that he promised. He took an oath. I will be a good doctor. I want to save lives. I want to take care of people. And now you become that doctor and you're selling drugs. You become a drug pusher. And now you're not healing people anymore. You are killing people. So people need to take the be responsible for what they say they are. If you are a pastor and you are preaching the word of God, you are a soldier of God, you are a missionary, you're on a missionary, you're going around, and you will do what the shepherd did. You will do the things God said to do. You will not try to bamboozle people. You're not going to preach to have the biggest car, the biggest house, the biggest nugget. You know, why are the pastor going to the strip club? Why is the pastor is in the strip club flipping money around for a woman to shake her behind? These are not the ways and things that a person who say that they are proclaiming righteousness, they should not be doing that. And if you want to do that, then you should pull yourself out of the department that you are. But these people are full of trickery. They find a way they could make easy money and they don't have to work. Because everybody looking for God. That's how I know a lot of people don't know God. A lot of people don't know God. They don't know even that name Jesus. They don't. They have a lot of them. You look at them, you're going to see who they're calling Jesus. That guy with that blue eye and silky hair. You tell all of them, show me Jesus. They show you that. Ask any one of them that go to the church, show me Jesus. Ask any one of them. Ask them, those that say speaking in tongues, those that go to the church over 40 years. Tell them, hey, do you know Jesus? Show me Jesus. Ask them that and you'll see. They'll tell you all the good things about Jesus, but they cannot identify Jesus. They cannot identify your shower. That's to show you they've been bamboozled all the time. How you read the Bible, the same Bible you read it, it tells you, but you don't know. You still are confused. You still think that your shower is blue iron silky hair. And again, I'm not prejudiced. It's not because I'm black, but this is the thing. There's a lot of things in the Bible. Like I said, I tell people I accept the Bible, but there's certain things in the Bible that I'm very aware of. And there are a lot of parts, if you read it, when you read it, it sounds like a slave master talking to a slave. I'm not going to incahoof that with God talking to me. I'm not going to say that's God speaking to me. Because I don't think nobody could beat me from dusk till dawn and I'm supposed to forgive them. Are you going to beat me and I must go in a corner to ask God to forgive you for whipping me up? And you're going to whip me tomorrow. You're going to whip me the day after that. You're going to whip me the day after that and the day after that and the next year. As long as I live and you consider me as a slave, you're going to whip me. And all my life, I got to ask forgiveness for you. I'll tell you all people, one of the things I start speaking about Obi, man. I touch every department. I'm not loony, but I cover every department. Remember, I know where I started. I started telling people they need to leave the Obi man alone. Why? Because the Obi man is not right. Why? Because the Obi man is worse than your medical doctor. Why? Because the Obi man, the word Obi means to obey. So when you have a child in your home and that child is obedient, you say, I have an obedient child. My child is obedient. Why? Because my child listens to me. The Obi man wants to obey, to help, and to do righteous things. He turns around and he disobeys, and now he's doing obia. Okay? So all the things he's doing, it is not for him to do. It is not for him to cast spells onto people. It is not for him to give people Bigfoot. It is not for him to go to the cemetery or send anybody into the cemetery to resurrect or to worship no dead or to go to take, not to put anything in the cemetery. But the Obi man likes to send people in the cemetery. There's a bunch of dead people who they are sleeping there. Why would you go there? If you are of the living, why are you troubling the dead? Like I said, the dead doesn't trouble us. We trouble the dead. The dead doesn't trouble you. We goes over there, want to do all, evoke the dead, raise the dead, and I told you the dead doesn't resurrect. It be these entities that evoke that body that pretends to make you believe that is that person that you resurrect. Dead man tell no tales. No tales. Okay? So I started telling y'all guys, these people who has opportunities to do better into the world, they all are the same. The doctor, the witch doctor, the liar, which is the lawyer. He's a liar because he's there to represent you. And the only reason that he's representing you because he's getting paid. And I guarantee you, he'll take money from you. And if the person that he's representing you against, their lawyer could sit, when they sit at the table, the round table, that's why I said you need to stay on your square or on your triangle or on your circle. But at the end of the day, they sit at the table, your lawyer and the other lawyer that represents the other party, and they sit and they drink red wine to see how they're going to deal with you. So liars are lawyers, lawyers are liars. Doctors supposed to be those who are fascinated with life. They're supposed to be the ones fascinated with life, where they love life so much, they are trying to preserve life. Means you sick, you have a problem, their job is to make you better. Their job is to give you things and do things to you to make you better. They should not be doing things that put you in a situation, in a condition that you worse than when you come. So watch doctors. They're all cahoofta. So like I said, the Obia man, the liar, which is the lawyer, liar, lawyer, the doctors, the police, they're all cahoofta. Now we're telling them, they're giving it a bad name. They is the ones who doing all the evil with that. And they're even not going to last, because at the end of the day, whenever time their days on Earth, planet Earth is over, they have to answer to that. Don't believe that you're going to play in the mud and you're not going to leave your fingerprints, your toe print, your footprint in that mud. You're going to leave your prints in that mud to identify the type of way you was playing and where you was playing. So go ahead and play in the mud. The mud, like I tell you, your limbs going to say, all of y'all that's going to the Obi man, y'all will confess what y'all are doing. So there are some with authority, some with the veil, some with the herbs that was here to deal with the herbs, the medicine, the plants, to heal the people. And they all fall under science, which goes unto high science. When you have a scientist, he's dealing with mathematics, he's dealing with compounds, he's putting things together, numbers together, and getting an accurate answer that he will take and measure, he put in measurement. All these are science. Scientists could make magic. They do things that ordinary people can't do. You see how they do it. Look at our computers. All that is form of science. It just go on the dimension. So there's the science, physical science, mental and spiritual science. It's all kind of science. But I'm talking about for those that goes out and open gateways and evoke spirits, evoke entities, bring them forth. Your day is going to be numbered. And like I tell you, when you go in the higher keys and the lesser keys of King Solomon, these two books right here, the higher keys and the lesser keys, y'all guys see if y'all could get it, the original copies. Y'all will see exactly what I'm dealing with. That none of these Obia people or these people that work in science ain't got no power. They obtain ability because of these entities. So without these entities, these men ain't got no power. They're powerless. Without all of these entities and legions, they're powerless. So for you to intertwine with these legions and these entities, you have to affiliate with them. You have to take an oath. You have to carry the symbol. You have to bow to them. You have to be part of them. So don't listen to them. That's why I say these Obi men and these science men are more in problems And that is why they are opening their headquarters all over to get souls. That's why. And tricking a lot of stupid people that cannot wait to get rich, that is willing to do whatever to get rich. You see some of them, one time they had big houses and cars and all of these things, and now these things are demolishing. The house is there, but they can't fix it. The house is there, nobody don't want to live in it. It's just there. Not even birds want to make nests in it. The house is just a wild bush is taking over it. Or sometimes some fire just come and take it. Or people start vandalizing it. You see they start fancy cars and this, that, and that, and all of a sudden they start demolishing. You ask them, what's going on with you? Their life, their face, their hands, their whole thing changed. Because the evil now is eating them. They have none to offer. And they're scared now. Now they're looking for children, innocent children, to sacrifice. So do not trust them. I have my children. I don't let anybody I see always trying to come to put their hands on my children's head. I say, get your hand off the head. That is how they obtain their power. Coming to this innocent children, always want to touch their hair. Always want to put their hands on top of this children mold. That is not your child. Why you want to put your hands on top of the head? I see people children, I don't put my hands on their head. I say, hi, how you doing? What is your name? This and that. I don't have to hug that child. The most I get from them is a pound. I give them a pound, a closed fist, a pound. I don't want to pick them up. Some of them want to kiss your child, knowing they're kissing the devil. Knowing the kiss is the kiss of death. They see your child, they're all in your child's face. They want to pray, they want to kiss, they want to breathe the demonic breath in the child's face. That's what they want to do. They're dirty. And they want to touch these innocent children. They're filthy, evil. So we got to be mindful. We need to get these people out of the community. These people that call themselves science man and science obia worker, from the moment they're not working the way they're supposed to work, kick them out of the community. Because there's no way you're supposed to take 4,000, 5,000, 20,000, 30,000 from anybody when you're doing spiritual work. You don't take money from people. You do this work because God anoints you to do this work. You do this work because this is your job. And if the person, after the person is healed, the person is better, the person wants to come show you some type of love, they could bring whatever they want. It's up to you. But you don't tell that person, give you 20,000. Who are you paying to do this work? Wait, are you going somewhere to meet God around the corner to tell God, listen, I have this one coming. How much you think I should charge them, God? And God say, oh, 30,000. How much God is getting out of the 30,000? Huh? Who are you sharing that 30,000 with? You can't be sharing with God because I want to know which avenue, what street you are going to meet God. So you're a liar. You're a liar just like the priest. Just like the people in these churches that are collecting money all 365 days a year, they are collecting money. Why are they collecting so much money and they have so much hungry people? Why is it that they are not cooking and feeding the poor? The church is supposed to take care of the poor. Everywhere you see a church supposed to take care of the poor and the needy. Because at one time it was the church who ran things. But now you got the state. And the church is still there, collecting. Have any questions? The church is still there collecting. These people every year, they do the same thing. Christmas coming and you see them, they're ready. They're working over here too. Watch them. It's one time a year they pull out their most expensive dress. They are smelling good. Their shoe heel is taller than a coconut tree. Their dress is $5,000. They are going to show what they have accomplished for the whole year. They're going to show what they accomplished. Their dress, their riches. And before the service starts, they already start gossiping. And after the service, they are gossiping. And they are preparing to go do the same thing they did the whole year before. They are preparing to do the same thing they did the same year. Every year is the same nonsense. The same, no change. So they are in the ways of the heathen, the ways of the pagan. They're in that way. They will never change. They will never change. We're so lost that they lie to us. They give us 12 months and tell us it's a year. And months make a year. They tell us all kind of stuff. They give us all kind of God. We have, oh God, man, they do us good. But yet still, everybody have the God. If you're Hindu, if you come from India, you have your Indian God. If you come from China, you have your Buddha. Wherever these people are coming from, they have the God. Only the black man alone, he can't stay with his God. They keep changing the black man God for him. The black man is very confused with his God because the black man act like he don't remember his creator. So if you don't remember your creator, obviously other people will take your culture. While you are running down their old culture, you want to run down everything else that these people have, but you don't want to maintain your own. What is the communist have? You doesn't want to maintain your own. You are running everybody's culture, everybody's history. You are running it, but you don't want to control your own. You don't care for your own. I tell you, we are cursed, and until we don't understand that our Lord is Lord, Master of all things, until we don't stop running on other people's culture, until we don't stop judging people upon their skin color, until we stop allowing people to trick us when we was the one who educate the world. Huh? Why are we allowing these things to happen to us? Why are we acting like we're so retarded, like something wrong with us? Huh? You think you could tell, you think you could fly to India and tell an Indian person anything about the elephant? Or tell them anything about the cow? And we know better. But these people stick to what they believe. So we don't just have a belief, we have a way of life. That we know our God exists. And we know who we are. But yet still we are busy trying to mimic other people that's trying to be like us. We are trying to mimic people that's infatuated with our culture, that's infatuated with our rhythm, our style, our ways. They're infatuated with it. Meantime, we are stripping our skin color, our inheritance off to go pick up culture that doesn't belong to us. Ways and culture that doesn't belong to us. So people, do not forget this is a Black Star. I ain't gonna give no 2 hours today. I said it was an hour. But when I start talking about the things that are true, I cannot quit. I'm not a quitter. So let us dismantle ourselves from all of this house of darkness, all of this house of negative, all of this house of confusion, all of these houses of men who say they got power, men who say that they could make other men to be superior, men who say that they could make other men unstoppable, like gods, like they cannot die. Men who said to other men, I will make when a man shoot after you, you don't die. But that man could die. If that man have the idea of how could he do something that a man could shoot after you and hit you and don't die, why you don't do it for yourself? If this man is so powerful and he could tell you how to win the Mega Million, why don't he win it for himself? He doesn't even have a home. Huh? Don't you would like to win the Mega Million, big Obia man, and go and build a big house for yourself? All of them dealing with the dead. They all these Obia men, you look at them, they always have some type of skeleton bone, some type of skull, some type of dead something. You see that? They deal with, I tell you, I know them, then deal with them cigarette, then deal with certain stone, then deal with strong rum, with eggs, candle, rope, graven images. Tell you all kind of stuff. So they know what they are doing. So, peace and blessings. And all praises unto the Most High. You all guys know it's a Black Star. Like I said, people, I serve only one master. can never be confused. I hear people say, Most High God is God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit. I keep on hearing people saying ghosts all the time. Ghosts, they with this ghost. My God, my Lord, don't deal with ghosts. No ghosts. Blessed for the fire. Thank you for the blaze. No ghosts. Stop saying Holy Ghost. What ghost? What Holy Ghost? Stop it. Holy Spirit. Holy Spirit. Holy Spirit. No Holy Ghost. No ghost. No gospel. Gospel. We not under no spell. Stop all the ancient tricky hypnotizing abilities. There is no spell. There is no ghost spell. I don't want no ghost to put no spell on me. So there is no ghost spell. It's God's spell. Okay? The gospel. Okay? Gospel. Not spell. Oh no, stop, man. Let me take any of the comments right here. So yes, people, do not forget to subscribe to the channel. If you guys are new guys, I do what I do and I don't care what nobody say. Everybody tell me, Red, I 1 year ready, don't do this. I will do it. Because the fame that people are running for will be the shame. The fame that they're running seeking will be the shame. What I'm looking for, it is the ability to have my platform respectable, a name, the Black Star. It's a name which will stay authentic for eternity, and there will be no shame to break the Black Star. I don't want no fame with shame. I don't have time for shame. I will not bow. I will not bow nor stoop low for fame. A lot of people have stooped very low for fame and power, and then the fame and power becomes the shame and the downfall. Not this one here. I will take time to grow and have enough faith as a mustard seed. And when in my days that I sprout, I shall sprout mighty, because my Lord shall bless me. And what I have, no one shall be able to take it off of me, nor say it's because of them I got it, or if it wasn't for them. Hard work and dedication. My day is within thy belief and thy strength, the things that I do. So of course, when I do my little vlog and I get 7 people and 17 likes, I accept it. I could have nobody. I could have nobody, but I gets my people. I gets them. And at the end of the day, they're hearing me worldwide. And they're people with hearts and a state of mind who knows this man with this red beard is speaking the positive truth. Knows it. Reality. No second. And I say this is for all people, but not for everybody. It's for all heirs, but it's not all heirs gonna hear. Because a lot of the things that I'm saying, they know it's accurate, and they know it's the truth. And because of the truth shall reveal. And they knows that. Give me the let me wipe the nose here, boy. What's my nose?
Jay McKay said, bless up.
Bless up, my brother Jay McKay. I gotta bring them sessions out, you know. I have to bring them. I know some people don't like to hear when I'm speaking about these things. They don't like to hear it. Growing big, huh? Hey people, you growing, right? You getting big, boy. Boy, I get big. Still rocking. Right now, you're pushing teeth. It's time to have a set of teeth in his mouth, and they're busting his gums. So he acting up a little. Sit down a little bit. Sit down a little bit. Now you want to show the world itself. But okay, don't stop. Just stand up. Okay. So as you all see, open your mouth. Yeah. Let's your teeth. Let's your teeth. The teeth. Where's your teeth? See your teeth. Show the teeth. Show Trinity. Trinity. Yeah, so he's going to have a full, he got all up here, and he got all down here, and he got some busting at the back. So the last 2 weeks, I thought that I made him his Corona Xbox, his X Factor. I thought he was getting sick. So I've been giving him some of my home remedy that I make and I sell. He getting better, much better today and yesterday. Now he wants to jump around. So like I said, whatever that I make, and people, let me get lunch in the let me get a taste life in a bottle. Do not forget to taste life in a bottle. I got this. And again, if y'all need it, it's redshine1967 at gmail.com. Again, redshine1967 at gmail.com. If y'all want to contact me and y'all want to obtain any of the taste life in a bottle. Now, yeah, I have them always ready to go. It's frozen hard. And I said I was to go outside today. What time?
121.
I was to go outside today because today's nice and see if I could do something today, if I know. So I appreciate y'all guys. You know, like I said, stay watching. I bring in a lot of stuff and a lot of people might not too like what I'm bringing out because it's a lot of talking, but it's not just talking. I need y'all guys to reading between the lines of what I'm saying. Read between the lines of what I'm saying. And overs what I'm saying. It's the truth. These clan members that comes in our community and come in our facility and get opportunity to do things, we give them that opportunity. And if we would stop allowing them to come in our community when we know what they're doing is not right, when we know what they're doing is not God-fearing, when we know what they're doing is abomination, and we pray that we're gonna embrace these things and we're gonna do that, these are the type of things that falls on us. You see how my son is energetic? He's trying to already. He's gonna be a fighter. He's gonna be a fighter. He's gonna be a fighter. Yeah, that's my boy. Could I do what I'm doing? Could I do what I'm doing? I gotta finish what I'm doing, son. Say bye. Say bye. Say bye. Say bye. Hey guys, he girl, right? It's a CMOS baby. See what CMOS does? Put your tongue in your mouth. Close your mouth. It's CMOS baby. It's a baby that has a lot of CMOS. A lot of CMOS. It's the CMOS baby. Y'all saw him. He gonna take a photo with him. Got almost 4,000 on his photo.
It's 40,000.
It's 40,000. One of his photos. I'm gonna be posting them up a lot on my page because he want to do workouts now. He want to do a lot of things that I'm doing. He wants to do. He's very athletic. He watches his sisters, so he's another one.
He's on YouTube.
Yeah, he has his own little YouTube stuff going on. And, yeah, you want to touch it. Does they like you? Yeah. Oh, God, calm down. Calm down, man. Yeah, he's a wily coyote. He's a wily. He is a wily coyote. That boy right here is very energetic. He just beat me. I leave my toe alone. All right. Could you go down now? Okay, now you want to bite me. Don't bite me. I will bite. Oh, I will bite you. Don't bite me. I'll bite you. Don't bite me. I will bite you. Don't bite me. Don't bite me. So yes, this is Zephaniah, and Zephaniah is growing to be a big boy. Is he talking and all that? Okay, Zephy, say bye, Zephy. Bye. And see you all next time. Until Zephy start doing some push-ups. Zephaniah gonna be doing push-ups and pull-ups and see those. Yeah. Okay, go call mommy. Go. Go. All right, go. That's it. Go. Go call mama. Go. Are you go? So yes, people, he about to cry. He want to take over the show. Talk to you all and see you all next time. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. And thank you guys. Do not forget, go on the Teesprings support, and you could get your merch from me directly. You'll call me and get your merch. If you want these, taste life in the bottle, like got it again, like I said, contact me, redshine967@gmail.com, or you could send me some messages on the Instagram, okay, which is Redshot Blackstar on the Instagram. Let me know. I ship out the life in the bottle, the amount that you want. I've done businesses with a lot of people throughout the 52 states, and they will tell you it's authentic, it's good. I have a lot of clients. I don't want to call their name because I don't know if they want me to say their name. But I'm thinking to create something that all those who have purchased my life in a bottle, that I could have an interview with them. They could call and talk about it. I'm thinking to set up that. So I don't know when I'm gonna do that yet. But I've been having a lot of customers that actually likes the way that I create the life in the bottle, and they be buying it a lot, purchasing a lot from me. So again, I just want to show my love and my condolence,
Dedication.
my dedication to your guys supporting me and keeping me active. And God is willing. God willing, I know things will get better. In the winter, that's when it's gonna be a little stiff for me. Okay. Because now I don't really want to go and work for anybody. I usually cut buildings out. Do construction, and all of that there. But right now I'm just thinking about me and how could I expand and keep being creative on my level for my own. Alright, so peace and blessings. Thank you. My son going crazy. Until the next time. Shalom. Peace. Say bye. Say bye. 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 Safe is too much.